Oh, hello there. Welcome back to Crafters TV. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. We are going to ease you into the weekend with a bit of colouring. Yes, it is, of course, Colour Me Happy, our weekly destination colouring show. There is going to be loads of great deals and also lots of incredible inspiration. Why is that, I hear you ask? Because I'm not on my own. Oh no, the lovely Debbie Robinson is here with me. It's the return of the Robinson. How has it been since you've been here on Crafters TV?
Last week, I think I was up here last, Monday and Tuesday, I think. But I've been at Create and Craft, so if anybody thinks that I've been off, having some nice time off, believe you me, I haven't. I've been working every day, so I genuinely am excited to be back here because it's been a while since I've done a Colour Me Happy show as well.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about this one, Joe, because we've got some of what I believe to be the easy, achievable kind of colouring that anybody can do, which is all about our Aqua markers and Aqua blends, which is all our watercolour mediums that we do at Spectrum Noir. And we have got plenty on the show for you. I'll show you a few gorgeous samples with the Aqua blend pencils and with the Aqua markers as well, so that you can see some of the looks that you could be achieving. And like I said, Joe, one of what I think the easiest forms of colouring, and you can be as arty as you want. Literally as arty as you want, and believe you me, these are all achievable. You know, anybody can achieve these kinds of looks, and all of them. Well, look at this one, I absolutely adore that. The same stamp, but two completely different looks there. And from the colouring medium to the backgrounds, lots of different techniques that you can do, from faux bleaching to confetti techniques. And for the arty of you that are out there, you can be achieving things like this as well. This is a really nice big piece that...
Did you nearly say arty-farty then?
I nearly did!
You promised me you were going to be good this show.
I know, but I do call it arty-farty when I say it, because that's when I usually say it, but I mean arty.
Artistic?
Yeah. Artistic, yes. Artistic is the word. I promised myself I'm going to be really good tonight. So yeah, we're going to be educational, we're going to show you lots of different things that you can do, and we've got a great show lined up, haven't we, Joe?
Absolutely, we have. It is going to be one of those shows. I can sense it already. Right, let's get into it then, what we've got for you. We've got a couple of great deals for you when it comes to the Aqua markers. Let's start off with the whole blooming collection. I know, the full collection for you. Let me take you through what you're going to get in here, because they are incredible, these markers. There's lots of different techniques that you can do with them, which I'll show you in just a second. But let me take you through the colours that you are getting. So this one here is your nature, and in here you're going to see sunset, amber, chestnut, fawn, desert, topaz, evergreen, sea green, kingfisher, peacock blue, marine, and the boulder. You're then going to get the florals in here, and you can see you've got begonia, rose pink, blossom, marigold, jasmine, sunflower, meadow, bud green, leaf green, orchid, heather, and wildflower. Then we move into these ones here, which is your primaries. This gives you scarlet, crimson, burgundy, orange, gold, yellow, aquamarine, teal, navy, purple, magenta, and red violet. And then lastly, you're going to receive the essentials here as well. And these give you peach spice, terracotta, tan chocolate, sepia, lime, olive, moss, slate, charcoal, and black, which is amazing. So you can see there, you've got all of the markers in there. Now, something else I need to tell you about is a very special Club Inspire event where we're going to give each and every one of our existing Club Inspire members an extra 5% discount right the way through until the end of Sunday. That means that if you are a silver member, rather than getting your regular 10%, you'll get 15%. Platinum members normally get 20%, you'll get 25%. So it means actually if you are a platinum member, that price gets even better, because you're going to be looking at $43.50 or $56.25 to get a full collection of the Aqua markers, which is absolutely awesome. Definitely snap those up. Something you might want to go for is our pen trays with them as well. These are fantastic. You get 60, these will hold 72 markers. Now you get 6 trays in here. Each of these trays holds 6 pens, 6 of our pens, which is fantastic. You can either stack them up on top of each other, you can stack them, they'll connect side by side to each other if you wish. They are absolutely awesome, and they are of course the perfect way to store your pens as well. So it's going to keep them nice and horizontal, making sure that that ink is flowing to both ends of your pens, which is brilliant. So definitely grab those. A great price there. That's actually a half price deal for you on those as well, which is fantastic. We then have, maybe you are not familiar with our Aqua markers, maybe you just want to test the water and you want to have a kit maybe that's going to give you the ability to start creating some awesome projects. In here you'll get the primaries. You will also get in here of course the watercolour card. We've got some beautiful butterflies in there, and you've got the waterproof dye flagstone, which is what you need to start printing out, or stamping out I should say, the awesome designs that you are going to colour. If you want to get in touch with me, you've got any questions, then of course you can get in touch in all the usual ways. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're over on YouTube. Lots of you saying hi already. Alicia's in from Arkansas, love it. Beth is here as well from upstate New York, and Patty I can see is back again. Love having Fridays off so I can watch uninterrupted. I mean, there's not much better than that, is there? Right. Let's go over to Debbie, because I know Debbie loves these and I can't wait to see all the techniques that she's going to share with us.
Well, do you know what I thought I'd talk about was the pen itself first, so that you're aware, because I'm always aware, and we all are here at Crafters TV. We know we have all our lovely regular viewers watching, but we're also aware that there's lots of new viewers, not just watching on Facebook, but on YouTube as well. So it's just talking about what an Aqua marker is, and then we'll talk about the Aqua blends later. The Aqua marker is, honestly, Joe, I was always one of those that were quite scared of watercolour effects, and I'm going to tell you now, for a long time I didn't touch them. I genuinely, because I was too scared, thinking I'll never be able to achieve the looks that I've seen from all the design team members, until I picked the pen up and had a go. And let me just tell you, they are so easy to use. They're really easy, and you can create some beautiful watercolour effects, not just in colouring, but in also all those other things like your backgrounds as well. Now, an Aqua marker itself is a dual tipped pen. Now, this is how it comes to you. It's got a lovely ergonomical barrel, so I'm just going to show you quite close up, and you can see this. Now, these really are beautiful, vibrant colour dyes that give you a lovely, super smooth coverage, and you can see with the beautiful nib there that this is what's going to create your technique, literally when you lay down your colour. But when we turn it over on the other side, you have absolutely got that lovely, and when I say ultra fine, it's probably the ultra finest.
It is super fine, isn't it?
We do, yeah, absolutely. And this is going to give you those detailed features to your watercolouring, where you can add that after you've done all your techniques using this side. So they are absolutely fabulous pens. Obviously, you do need some water, and let me just tell you, rules of thumb, like I would say with anybody when it comes to watercolour, you need the right paper. Sorry there, Charlotte, I was waving it up in front of me then. I completely forgot where I was. But yeah, you've got watercolour cardstock that you can use. Now, watercolour cardstock is a little bit rougher in texture. It's where it grabs the ink and it also grabs the water, and it enables it to move around. So there is a big difference between the different papers, and we do cardstock for alcohol markers, we do cardstock for pencils, we do cardstock for watercolour projects.
Got something for every job, haven't we?
There is, yeah, and with good reason as well. So that's an absolute must-have to start with. You'll need some brushes as well. Now, we do a whole heap of brushes on our website. I use Royal and Langnickel brushes. I do think they're absolutely fabulous, and I have like an array of different sizes, because I think there's 6 different sizes in the brush set. But just go and check that website out. But I'm going to use the big one to start with. Now I'm just going to show you simply how this works, because your ink is all in this pen, and you are going to need water, whether it be a water brush, and we do have from Spectrum Noir water brushes as well, so you could use this. I know Craig loves to use
What would you
this
say is
brush.
best if you're starting off, a brush or a water brush?
If you're starting off, I'm going to tell you a brush.
Okay.
Until you get used to them. I would say definitely use a brush. But all you're going to do, and I'm going to dampen my brush, I've got a little bit of tissue there as well. Just going to pop a little bit of the colour down onto there, and then I'm going to take my brush in, and literally now you can see how that emulsifies. It does emulsify, that's a good
Yeah.
word. But I just want to show you, by taking your damp brush onto there, just how much you can get out of that.
So much movement.
There is, and that's the lovely thing about it. Now, there is still lovely intense colour up at the top, but it literally brings this gradient down and creates that watercolour effect. And you did see, I didn't put a lot of colour down onto there to start with, Joe. It literally just, and you can carry on moving that, so I'll go in with my damp brush again, and I can continue. If I had a longer bit of paper, I could carry on that on. But literally, you can move that around, and so you can see just how fabulous that moves in itself. Now, when you think about the pens that you're getting in the collection, and we talk about, how many is it in total altogether? With 48. Now, we talk about 48 colours. However, you've got 48 colours that you can play around with. So when I talk about playing around with, I don't mean playing around with pens, I mean playing around with the colours. You can mix up your own palette. So you can add different colours. So you can add like when you think about going back to your school days when you mix your yellow with your, Debbie nearly forgot, your blue with your yellow, what do you get, Joe?
I don't know.
I nearly forgot.
I'm terrible. Green.
You can make your colours by adding that. You can also do things, because there's a black in this collection, and you can use this to create some more, how should I say, vintage feels to it.
Ooh,
so
nice.
you can use little vintage ones. But I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll get those colours and we'll grab another piece of cardstock. It's good, I chopped loads up. Look how gorgeous as well. Can you see, just for a second, because this is dried naturally. Look how beautiful that looks. It really does give you that
Really lovely,
gorgeous
isn't it?
watercolour effect. And for me, I wish I'd have been braver to start with, Joe, and tried them a long time ago, because I think I would have enjoyed, because I know I love colouring now. Colouring's right in my blood. I'm in my happy place when I'm colouring. But these, for me, are one of my definite favourites, because they can achieve so much with them. So let's grab a blue. So shall we go with a dark blue, Joe? And we'll go with this yellow. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can literally pop it onto your cardstock and mix the two colour palettes together, or you could actually use what we call a palette. Now, we do like a round palette on the website as well, what you can do, but you've got to glass them out, and that can act as a palette. And for me, I know a lot of the other team, they're exactly the same.
We
So
also do the Spectrum Noir craft mat as well, don't
Yes,
we?
we
You
do.
don't have room to store a glass one.
Yeah, and you can achieve that look as well. And I am going to show you some little techniques later on in the show, how you can use your mat as well to create something a little bit different. So I've got my two colours. Let's just pop down. I'm going to get my brush again. Let me just get my brush all damp. I'll get that ready. I'm going to pop that colour on, and I'm going to just mix
vibrant, that one.
It's very vibrant, isn't it? But look at that beautiful blue. It's absolutely glorious. I'm just going to pop down on my other colour. So I'm going to go in there with my yellow, and we're going to bring these two together and mix those up. So now that you can see, and literally again, I'm giving it like little circular motions, Joe, but can you see now that gorgeous green that we've created from that beautiful blue, which is that colour to start with, and that lovely red. I told you it was going to be one of them days, didn't I, Joe?
You said you were going to be good.
Clearly, I don't know my colours. That's a beautiful yellow. But you can see just how gorgeous, and you can still move that, Joe. I can still grab, but even by making my brush wet. Now, I'm just telling you, I'm not going in directly into my water pot.
How wet is the brush?
It's damp, so that's why I've got a little bit of tissue here. So I put my brush into my water. Let me just see if I can move that into shot so you can see it. Get my brush into my water and dampen that off. So I've got a damp brush. It's not soggy brush, but you can still move it. Even afterwards, you can still go in and move it, because it is a water-based product. It is a water soluble, and literally now I've created a different completely, it's like a sea green, that one, isn't it? And that gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So again, that's another thing that you can do, but because this is water soluble, we can do things like you can add your water afterwards. So I'll just do this, and I'm going to concentrate on this a little bit later, but you can do things like your faux bleaching. Because it is a water-based product, you literally can then just create a completely different look and create your faux bleaching by going back into that, what I chose to do. And I could do the same with this when this dries as well. So when you think about the 48 colours, can I show you by adding the black?
Oh, yes,
Before
please.
I move on, because I just want to show you. I know a lot of people, producer Georgina, the black. But yes, the black. Literally, And I'll use my glass mat as the palette for this one. Now, you've seen me use this colour. This is the Bee Blossom colour that I used. I'm just going to pop that on for a second. I'm just going to give it a little move around there. There we go. Oh, I've got a bit of yellow on there. But you can add a little bit of black into this. So if I just bring in my black, and I'm just going to pop a little bit down. Now, I know you're probably thinking, what is she doing? But what I'm doing is showing you that you can create a more slightly, it's giving it a different look altogether, that pink. It like creates a little bit of a shabby pink. So I'm going a little bit vintage. Probably the vintage is the better word rather than shabby. But you can create yourself just by adding, and you did see I used the tiniest amount of black. Do you know, Debbie should always look, because we talked about the jewel tip. Do you notice I keep taking wrong cap off? There's a little marker here. You've got your little fine tip there, and you've got your brush. So if Debbie just used her eyes once in a blue moon, she might be able to see those little things. Now, a little bit of a scribble down onto me mat, little bit onto there. Take your brush, and I'll take a smaller brush this time, Joe, but just mix the two. And that's when you can create, and then you can go on and you can colour in as well. So honestly, and you can see that beauty. It is a gorgeous pink. From the pink that we started with, adding that little bit of black, using it whether you go directly onto your cardstock or directly onto your palette, you can create the same looks, and I can carry on doing that, Joe, literally just by adding that on. So I guess you then
think about, you've got 48 colours in here, Debbie, but think about the amount of new colours that you're going to be able to create and mix and blend. You really can become an artist, can't you?
You really
can get really arty if you want to.
You really can get arty.
Monkey Head Bonker says, I say artsy fartsy as well, Debbie, so don't worry about it.
Oh, thank goodness for that, Joe.
Kim on YouTube's got a folder in her phone which is called Arty Farty for all of her art inspiration. There you are, so you're all right. We're in good company.
I feel better now. Because honestly, when I said it, I was like, whoops, stop yourself. Can I just tell you one other little thing before we move on to my first demo, what I've got planned for you? Do you own a clear overlay brush?
Bet lots of our crafters do.
I know, because every time we bring them out, they just, I know that there's a lot of people that own these already. If you don't, go and head over to the website. They're in a pack of 3, and these are and can act as not only brilliant to add touches to your alcohol markers, but they can also work on top of your aqua blends and your aqua markers, all sorts of things to create different techniques, because basically, Joe, this is a water brush.
Oh, wow.
A water brush with glitter. And that's what I love about it. So, yeah, absolutely. So I'm giving it a little shake, because mine's been stood in my bag for a bit. I'm just going to get a little bit of shake, make sure I've got some in. Yeah, absolutely. Just going to go back in with that colour again. But this time I'm going to move it with me sparkle pen.
Nice.
And what you're creating now is a beautiful, and again, you can create, from the intense colour, you can bring that gradient and carry on moving that all the way down. And what you've got there, Joe, is when it dries, you'll have that beautiful glitter shimmer onto it as well. So this can act as a brush. And I know a lot of people will say, but what about this end? All you do, Joe, is you just literally until it's gone clear again. And that's it. It's gone from being pink to white again.
So you'll get the colour from the aqua marker, and then you'll get all of that intense burst of glitter from the sparkle pen as well.
Absolutely.
How fabulous.
Absolutely. And it's still a water-based product, so you could still do things like your faux bleaching and all those kind of things with it as well. So that was just to talk about the pen itself. And then I'm going to kickstart into the demo and show you what I've got planned for the
Fabulous.
first one.
Let me just recap what you're getting included then. It's a 48-piece collection. It is the whole collection that you're getting in here. So a complete collection. That's a brilliant price for you. Should be over £90, almost $120. The today price is excellent. Let me take you through the colours that you're getting in here then. So you're going to get the primaries firstly in here. It gives you all of these gorgeous colours. You are also going to get the nature alongside this one here, which is your florals and your essentials as well. 48 awesome colours for you. Remember, all existing Club Inspire members are getting an extra 5% off until the end of Sunday. So platinum members, it means you can actually take that down to $43.50 or $56.25, which is excellent. Right, storage is what we're going to look at now. Again, remember, what we've got here for you is our pen storage trays. You actually get 6. This is half of them here. I should put the other half together, really, shouldn't I? Should we build these up? The other great thing is, yes, they all store on top of each other, as you can see here. but they also interconnect side by side, which is brilliant. So if you wanted to connect these side by side, maybe have them 3 high and 2 across, absolutely you can do that. So they'll work in whatever space you've got. They're totally modular, which is fantastic. So this is how they come to you. The perfect way to store all of your pens in here. It's a half price deal for you as well, which is brilliant. So it means that you're storing them correctly, horizontally. You've got all the colour names and numbers on the end there as well, so you can see them, you can organise them, you'll be able to reach for them really quickly and really easily. So they're the pen storage trays, half price deal on those. Then we've also got storage bags. Let's start with the biggest one, which is this one just here. Now this will work beautifully in conjunction with what I've just shown you, because this is basically like the ultimate pen storage case, because you are going to be able to get your whole stash into here. Because what you're doing in here at the moment, we've got our ink pad storage trays in here, but what you can easily do is interchange these for the pen storage trays that I've just shown you. I'm sure you can see them in there, but in here, so those storage trays there, let me grab them. They will actually sit inside here for you. So fill those up. I'd go for 2 or 3 of those. You are going to be able to store hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of markers within this tray just here. We'll pull that bottom one out a bit, there we are. What you've also got is a nice big pocket on the front flap here, inside. You've got another big pocket on the front of there as well. Let me just close this one up. Open this down. This drops down for you. Netted pockets in here, another slip pocket in there as well. So think about storing all of the bits and bobs, your paintbrushes, absolutely everything that you need for your water or aqua markers, and also for your alcohol markers. Nice big pocket on the side of here as well. Lots more pockets within there. You can see lots of netted pockets within there, which is excellent. Really, really brilliant. So think, if you are a colourist, you know, you really are keen on your colouring, imagine having all of your different pens stored in there in the one go, and you get the shoulder strap, and you've got a handle here as well. Really excellent that. If you don't need quite as much storage, then we've got some other options for you. We've got a 72 pen case for you. This is the most popular at the moment. The great thing about this is there's a Velcro on the sides here, and this, let me just show you. This basically unvelcros and this folds and flaps down, so you can use it as a carry case to transport your pens around. It also makes an excellent workstation as well. $19.19 or $25.57. Don't forget, you'll be taking an extra 5% off of that price as a platinum member. The next one for you here is your 24 piece, as you can see. So this is a really nice simple one. It just opens up, 24 markers will go in there, which is fantastic. $11.99 or $15.96. Or maybe a little travel one for you here. It's going to work with all of our markers will go into here, including our tri-blend markers, a $9.59 or $13.96, your 12 marker wallet, which is that one that I've just shown you just there. Excellent. Right. We move on. Let's have a look what everyone's chatting around at home. Mary Pat says, I own many clear overlays, which is awesome. Bert says, look, some maze balls. I bought a small pack before and I love them. So I've bought the full set today. I think you're going to love them, Bert. Is there a bag like this for the ink pads, asks Rose. I think she means, do you mean this one, Rose? Well, if it's this one you're on about, this is actually set up for ink pads at the moment. Let me just show you again, because it's completely up to you what you put in here. So at the moment, that's got the ink pad trays in there. So you'll be able to store all your ink pads in there. Let me just show you what I mean. So the trays that we sell for the ink pads, that's what's in there at the moment. So you choose whether you fill that with your ink pad trays or your pen trays. So yeah, that will work beautifully for your ink pads as well. You will need to buy the ink pad trays or the pen trays separately. Caroline says, do the pen trays take tri-blends? Yes, they do. She says, I know they're a bit longer. They are a bit longer. They do stick over the edge a little bit, but absolutely fine to store those in there. I spotted that deal on the plastic pen caddy earlier this week and snapped it up. So glad that I did, says Cheryl. Right, any questions you've got about absolutely anything in the show, get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're across on YouTube. What would you like to share with us next then, Debbie?
Well, I'm going to do a spot of colouring, is what I'm going to do. Oh my God, I nearly said Ben. Joe, I know you're my Joe. I don't even know where that was coming from. Debbie and my words sometimes, honestly. Well, Joe, my lovely Joe, I'm here with all weekend. I'm going to do a spot of colouring because I want to show you. Now, I've done myself a little bit of a swatch. This is an important thing that I think that it was something that Leanne taught me, and I actually thought I'd got my swatch with me. I've gone and searched through my bag and I've only realised in this big clear up that I've done, Joe, I've moved it somewhere, so it isn't in my bag anymore, so I need to go and get it sorted. So I've just been quickly doing one here. So I just want to talk to you about the colours as well. So you know we've got all these gorgeous 48 colours. what you can do is you can create yourself your little swatch, because sometimes you look at the colour and you think, is that true to the colour? Well, that's my sunset. So I've done the colour itself, I've just scribbled a bit of colour down, and then I've actually done it with the water effect so that you can see. And I'm going to repeat that because I was debating how to colour my little rose in that I've got here. Now we've got lots of stamps on the show tonight, so I'm just using a generic one that I've stamped out, ready to show you how you can do this. But I think this little top tip is a really lovely one to have. So what you would just do, and I'll do it with another colour because I will umming and ahhing between this one and the moss. Let's go in with the moss one, because literally I can't make my mind up which green I like. So I'm going to pop that down there. I'm going to get my brush again, because I honestly, I would have this. You don't have to do it once as well. So once you've done your little swatch, you don't have to do it again, Joe. You can just use it. But have a little swatch so you can see what the colour would look like. And then just use one of your thing, and I'm just going to write on there moss, so that I know when I come to this again, I'll have my swatch ready and I know what colour. And it's a really nice top tip, and it was one that Leanne taught me. I actually think I might use I think I'll stick with my leaf green. That's what we're going to stick with. But it were a nice little thing that she taught me, and I did it with the whole entire 48 pens. Like I said, I actually thought it was in my bag, realised it's not. So I'm having to make myself a little makeshift one tonight. But that's a really nice idea to do. Once you've got your pens at home, do this, store them with your pens, and then when you come to use them time and time again, and you're thinking what colour would look right on my project for my stamp that I'm doing, this will be a great top tip. So honestly, that's worth a shout and doing that. So I'm going to use sunset. I think I'll go with my sunset. So Debbie's, get your sunset there, and then I'm going to grab myself my water again. I've got my little tissue again, so this is just to dampen my brush, so I'll just stop that there for a second. Because I've got a nice smallish one here, Joe, nice smallish
I thought you said I've got a nice smorgasbord, so I thought you said for a second there. Oh, she's gone very Scandinavian. Smorgasbord.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to debate where I'm going to pop my colour down. Now I always use my, to start off with watercolour, I always use the brush end nib, this beautiful Japanese nib. I just think it's, just so much easier. And I'm going to go where I think, the shading would be. So I know it would be underneath those petals. So I'm going to go in with the colour there. Then I'm going to get my brush. So let's go in with a smaller one this time. And then again, I'm just going to manipulate that. Draw it out. That's the right word. You're going to draw that out with your colours. Now, depending on your brush size will depend on the effect that you get. And again, I'm just going to use it slightly. There we go. And I'm going to carry on drawing that out. That's looking lovely. So I'm going to go underneath this side as well. Let me get my brush all ready.
Would we put the pen back onto wet paper, Debbie, or should we avoid doing that?
No. So you wouldn't go back in with your pen. After you can dry it and then go back in, but once you put that colour down, start drawing this colour out. Don't go back in now, because this is still wet. And what that would do, and if I could, I might show you on a scrap of paper. If I was to put that down now, it's going to leave a real solid colour.
Would it just draw the ink out?
Yeah. So honestly, wait until it's dried off. You could force that down and and do that, but you could also go back in afterwards once it's dry and add a little bit more. But I would just for now say no to that. Don't put your wet back in there. So again, I'm going to go in with my colour. Let's go back in on that top petal. I need a thinner brush for this one because it's a bit thinner detail. In fact, no, I'm going to stick with this one, Joe. I'm going to stick with this one. I feel more comfortable with this brush. And again, I'm just going to draw that colour out. Now, I did mention that we have pens from Spectrum Noir. Now, I'm not sure. I'd have to ask our lovely producer if we've got them on this particular show.
I don't think we have, no.
Could we check if they're in stock, Producer Georgina? Because this is a nice pen to have as a a nice water brush to have as well, which helps you move that colour as well if you're not comfortable with just an ordinary one, if that makes sense. They come in a pack of, I think it comes in a pack of, I want to say 2 or 3. 2 or 3, Spectrum Noir, but yeah, they're the water brushes. And you can get I mean, mine's got a lovely coloured tip, but it doesn't affect it. You can see no blue's gone onto my work. But there is a couple, one's a bit thicker, and there's this one as well, which I do tend to use a lot of. And I know Craig uses his quite
he loves
a lot.
Them, doesn't he?
He does love his, yeah. So just getting my colour back down on there, and I'm going to move this again, damp brush straight in, and little circular motions into using this and bringing and drawing out that colour.
We've got some hunky-dory ones available on the website,
Have
so you'll
we?
be able to grab those.
Oh, I didn't know.
Crafty AJ says swatching all colouring mediums is a good habit to get into.
Yes, it
Always
is.
know what your colours will look like that way. That's a good tip, isn't it,
It
Debbie?
is a really good tip. It absolutely is. It's a fabulous tip, that, because, and that's the same with your alcohol markers as well. So yeah, that's a fantastic tip to do it, and to get into that, like you said, to get into the habit of doing that, because it really is. So yes, who said that one?
Crafty AJ, that was.
Crafty AJ, thank you very much for that, because that's very true. To have it for all of your colouring mediums. Now again, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to go in with my colour again, and I'm going to go where I think the dark part would be. I'm just going to get my little brush this time again, and you can swap. There's nothing to stop you. You know, swapping in between the two.
Oh, you mean the colouring police are not going to come knocking the door?
No.
Are you sure?
The colouring police would come if you started dipping it back into the
Right,
back bit.
oh, no, definitely. They'd be round on a siren. They'd be on the blues and twos if you do that.
Or you'd probably get our lovely Leanne coming in there. But if you wanted to go back in and add that detail, now I'm just going to get a quick blast just for a second, because that's still a little bit damp just in there. So I'm going to get a little quick blast with my heat tool. But honestly, the effects that you can get, I mean, it depends on how much colour you want to put down as well. I'm not putting a lot of colour down because I want a more rosy looking colour with this one. But again, you can go back in. But if you want to add the extra detail, Joe, this is when your fine tip can come back in to add that detail, and you can go back in there and add those extra bits. And I think for that's why I love the fact that we've got the dual tipped aspect of these pens. They are fabulous, and you do achieve the colouring, the watercolour effect very, very easily as well. It's
it
lovely.
really makes a difference, doesn't it, adding
Yeah,
that
just
fine?
adding that extra little bit in can add all the difference. I'm just going to move that around so I can have a little play with it.
I'm always amazed how much shade and tone you get with these
Yes.
pens. I think we think sometimes that the only way we're going to achieve shade and tone and texture is with an alcohol marker, but actually these are so great. You've got so much dimension there on that flower.
Yeah, and you really do. You get, and this is the lovely thing about these. They're so easy. You can achieve these colours so easy and achieve these effects really, really fabulously with these, because they're just glorious, and they're so easy to work with as well. Like I said, we take sort of almost like these pens, demystify the world of watercolour. And I do love it. Oh, look at that. That looks nice. It had a little bit of me blossom still on there, but it didn't affect it because it gave it a lovely little tone there, mixing your colours. Again, mixing those colour palettes is nice to do. And sorry, Joe, because I do tend to go into a bit of a colouring. I do tend to go in a bit of a colouring coma, so I apologise.
You journey off into your colouring coma by all means. Sometimes my colouring bleeds out the lines. Is that because I'm using too much water? Asked Victoria Warren.
Yeah, you've probably got just a little bit too much water on your brush. So get yourself that damp tissue. Let me just move mine because mine's really damp.
I guess also making sure you've got the right cardstock might help as well.
Cardstock would also help, but also another little top tip as well. What you stamp your image with.
Of course.
So waterproof dye with any water-based product. So always stamp with this, and I promise you'll get no smearing whatsoever. But if you're going out of the lines with the colouring, that's probably just because there's just a tad too much water on your brush. So definitely worth getting your little tissue, get your little brush, damp it off, make sure that it's not like wringing in water, and then you can move that around. And I suppose as well, it would also depend, Joe, on what size brush you've got.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a really, so I could do this on a purpose actually. Shall I do it on a purpose? If you go on with a big brush, and I'm just going to clean my brush because it's got a bit of that blossom still on there, give it a good clean before, and then just make sure it runs. But if you're going in with a bigger brush, it's a little bit more harder to achieve. So if I go in with this one, and then take this big wide brush and then try and move it, I don't get as much control. You tend to, and that's when you can go out of your lines, if that's so to speak. So I would definitely invest in a couple of brushes, have a nice thin one, and have a nice thicker one, a big chunk. They go in different sizes, and I'm trying to remember sizes, but I've just remembered they're on size at brush itself. So it'll tell you the size on each one. So this one here is a 6, this one here is an 8, and you can see the difference between the two. So I would just definitely have a look at your brush, have a look at how much water you've got on there as well, and just make sure then that you don't have it saturated. Make it a damp squidgy brush, not a really wet through brush. So a damp squidgy, yeah, exactly.
That is Debbie's top tip.
But it's true, Joe, honestly, it makes a difference, it really does. So I'm going to go in with a bit more there, and then I'm going to start moving that around. You're drawing that colour out and watering it down and creating that lovely watercolour effect. There we go. I am going to apologise, Joe, because I can feel myself. Sometimes I just want to stop talking and just concentrate on colouring.
You do that, Debbie. You do you. You do you, boo. Betsy says, hi Joe, Debbie, me and Betsy here. I received my CC package yesterday. Can't believe how fast it got from the UK to Miami. I got my 72 Aqua tricolours. Wow, I made that colour swatch sheet last night. It's a must.
Yeah, absolutely.
How fabulous.
Absolutely. Makes a big difference when you've got that lovely, because it's sometimes difficult to see in your top, on your lid. On your lid. Sometimes difficult to see on your lid. But if you make that swatch, then honestly, it'll make such a difference. It really will. So let's go in. And in fact, I'm going to just bring a little bit down there. And I'm going to go in with my little thin brush again, because Debbie's trying to make life difficult for herself with her first demonstration. But showing you it can be done, Joe. It's showing you it can be done.
It is beautiful though, Debbie.
Is it looking nice? Literally, I'm just going to go in. Are you eating over there, Joe? Are you having a little nibble of something?
Debbie, you rumbled me.
Have I rumbled you?
Yeah.
I thought I could hear you. I could hear some rustling outside.
I popped out the back to see John to try and find a product, and there were some Tanfastics on the side. Oh. So I popped a couple in, and then as soon as I came in, you asked me a question. So I've had it stuck up in the side of my cheek for about 3 minutes. I've just popped it back down. I finished it now, don't worry. And the bag's empty, so we're all good.
Hey, you little comic. Well, what are you like?
Oh,
right,
dear.
there we go. So I'm quite happy with that now. Just move that around a little bit more. But you can see that lovely effect. And let that dry off. And honestly, John,
I think that's gorgeous, Debbie.
They're really, really beautiful. And then, of course, you could make your little background as well. So we could do a nice little background now for my little rose. So I'll move that to one side. And I could create myself... In fact, I'll use my...
Now, you love making backgrounds, don't you, Debbie?
I do. So I'm going to have to bring in a chunkier brush, though. So I'm just going to put my lids back on my other pens and put them away, because I'm getting a little bit messy down here.
Any questions you've got whatsoever, get them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion across on YouTube. Drop into the live feed. Leave your questions in the comments. Our social media superstar for today is the lovely Rachel. She'll pop those questions over to me, and I'll pop them across to Debbie. But
Lovely.
For backgrounds, Debbie, these are also excellent, aren't they?
These are fabulous, because you can create backgrounds, although Debbie's realised she's got a very mucky looking brush, so I'm just going to give it a little bit of a swill in there.
Mucky.
I know it's filthy. It's filthy. I've not cleaned it out. It's because I have been working a lot, and I am...
Has it been the colour pink you've been colouring with Granny Charms?
How did you know? I must have used loads of pink as well, and I think this might have been one of my ink pots when I was doing my background, but do you know what? Have I got a pink I might be able to use to get away with it? I can feel this is going to turn out pinky orange. Actually, do you know what? Would it really matter? There's worse things. But again, you can create your background. So I've got a nice big sheet of card here, and I am going to just go on. Again, make sure your brush is damp and all ready, but you just got to go on with your... Actually, you could use glycerin as well. Oh, I might have to show you that technique.
Oh, I love that technique.
Do you know what? Shall we do it now?
Should we do it now?
Should we do it now? Yeah,
let's do it now.
Because
crafting on the hoof.
Yeah, we will. I'm going to move my brush for it, because it's pink. I'm going to get myself a nice clean brush.
Nice.
I'm going to use an applicator.
Is that yours?
It is. No. I found it. I think Sarah might have been using them. Might have been using them. Yeah, of course you can use glycerin. Not only can you use your water-based thing, but you can use glycerin.
So what does the glycerin do?
Glycerin helps it get a smoother application. So I'm going to pop a drop, just a drop, she says. Look at the size of that thing.
Is that too much?
Maybe just a little bit too much. So I'm just going to go in and just pick up a little bit, and I'm going to move me thing.
So where do we buy this from, Debbie?
Any chemist.
Right.
I bought a big bottle, and then I just decanted it into little bottles with me. And I forgot about this technique. I don't know what made me think of it. I just had something like, do you know, those light bulb moments. But literally now, and I'm making sure that my pen isn't going into that glycerin. So I'm going to use my mat, and then I'm going to just pick that up now, and then we're going to go on there, And we're going to move that
Debbie.
around with the glycerin. Now, I might just have to go in with a little bit more. Just there we go, because I don't think I picked enough up there, Joe. But we can go on and we can create a nice smooth...
So like an ink pad?
Yeah, it's like an ink pad again. Yeah, so you've... And again, how much did I put down? Scribbled a bit onto there?
Yeah, tiny amount.
Yeah, so you could do that and move it around. If you want to add some more, I am going to move it up here though, because I always take care not to put this into where... Because you'll contaminate it. So let me just get that straight. If you are using glycerin, please
Don't dip your
go
nib
in
the glycerin.
Yeah, no, keep that well away from there. Your glycerin only needs to be on here. So again, if you can go, you know, just pick that up. Pick it up with your applicator, get it all onto there, and then go in again. Now, I'm going to just grab another piece of tissue. I didn't realise I've gone through that much tissue already. Dear me. Just to hold it into place. And then go back in, and it literally just smooths it around and becomes a little bit like an ink pad.
How amazing.
And it's a lovely effect that you can do. I completely forgot about this one. It's something I haven't done for such a long time. And then I'm going to mix another colour, but before I do, I'm just going to wipe up all that glycerin because, like I said, I don't want to contaminate anything. So I am cleaning my mat as I'm going along. And then we're going to just pop another colour. I think I might go with, yeah, I'll go with my sunflower. I'm going to scribble loads of this, well, I say loads. Scribble a little bit down on there,
it's like
Joe.
sunshine, that one.
It is. I'm going to add a little bit more glycerin, and I'm going to change my pad up a little bit. So I'm just going to add a little bit more just onto there. I'm telling you, this goes a long way, this stuff. I've had that bottle since Jan first told me about it. And all I'm doing is working that pad into the glycerin. There we go, pick it all up, so give it a nice work in there. Go in with your colour, pick all of that up, and then I'm going to hold that in, and we're going to go in and blend the two. Ooh. And then you're creating a lovely, really lovely little background. So again, I'm just going to pop down a little bit more. And you can get that lovely... nice smooth, what's it called? A smooth blend.
Ombre.
That's the right word, a smooth blend. So I'm going to go back in, but again, I'm taking care not to go where I've been. So I'm going to just go up at the top of my thing. Now, it should have got enough glycerin on there still to create this. So I'm just going to go down. If it hasn't, you can always add a little bit more just to create your background. And then I'm going to carry on until I've covered all of that up. In fact, I think it's not quite wet enough, so I'm just going to pop a little bit more down onto there. Go back in. I'm going to make sure again that I am not using the same area because I don't want to cross-contaminate the glycerin into my ink, and then you can see that's covered.
Oh, it's lovely, Debbie.
And that's another way you can create a little background, and of course you can blend the two colours, so you can go back in and create that lovely blend. And then because it is the water-based product still, I'm going to go in, let me go in with the
So even though we've added the glycerin, you can still treat it like a water-based product?
So you can still go in, so I'm going to go in with my brush, and we'll do a little flicking of water all over, and you can create your lovely faux bleaching. Grab yourself some tissue. The longer you leave your water on, the more the colour sucks out there. And that applies with any of the inks. And then you can see it, can't you? As literally as we're on air, you can see that. You could actually, if you wanted, do it with your clear overlay. You just pop a little bit of your clear overlay down onto there, squidge a bit on, and then splash that all over. Now I've got a mixture of water and lovely sparkle now as well. So you can go in there, and then again, you can see it, can't you, Joe? I've not even put my tissue on it yet. So put your tissue down, and then lift that off.
Oh, wowzers trousers, look at that.
Beautiful background. And because I've used the clear overlays a little bit as well, I've got a little bit of a beautiful sparkle to it as well. I don't know if Charlotte can get in there close.
It's a lot pinker in the studio than it is on the monitor, you know.
Yes.
It looks quite orangey, but it's actually quite pinky in reality,
but
isn't
it lovely? And
really
that's another
gorgeous
way that you can create that background. And then when you combine the two, Joe, do you want to see me finished? Do you want to see me
yes,
finish
please.
when you combine the two? Because all I did was put them together, did a bit of matting and layering. I used a different, deeper colour with this one. Let me just move that out of the way.
Betsy says that you've made quite a profound statement, Debbie.
Did I make a
Yeah. She says, I'm going to make a planner sticker that says, take care not to go where you've been. And I'm going to credit Debbie Robinson. What a life motto that is. Take care to not go where you've been.
Well, that with my glycerin.
Preach, Debbie. Yeah.
But yeah, you can literally. I just used one of our, our nesting frames, and I cut that out. I added a little bit of white, my white gel pen. I wouldn't live without my white gel pen to create a little bit of that preserved highlight, because it's sometimes a bit difficult with watercolour to create that highlight. And I just darkened. I used a different colour for this one, but that's how you can create.
Yeah, I love
including
the gel pen.
Background. That's exactly what you can be doing. So I hope I've shown you a couple of things that you can be doing with that. And literally so easy to do. Honestly, Joe, I completely forgot about that one. Of course, you could achieve that look by taking your brush onto your cardstock and then giving that water. You probably get a little bit of a less intense colour there, because you'll be giving that water wash. But honestly, I forgot about that, and that's a lovely little way that you can use them as well. And of course, how beautiful they look when they're all coloured in, because they are really lovely and so easy to achieve. If I can do it, anyone can do it, Joe. Seriously.
They are absolutely gorgeous. They really are. And remember, everyone is getting an extra 5% off. All of our existing Club Inspire members getting an extra 5% off here as well. Let me take you back through the colours that you've got here. So in this collection, you're going to receive the primary. It's going to give you all of those gorgeous colours. You will also then receive the nature, which is these. Then you've got your floral, and you'll also receive the essentials in there as well. It is a full collection too, so a really great opportunity for you to receive all of these. Platinum members, the platinum price on your screen, you're going to get a bit more off of that, because of course you're getting the extra 5%. So you're looking at $43.50 or $56.25 as a platinum member, which is less than half price, which is a brilliant deal on these. They should of course be $22.99 or $29.95 individually, so a really great deal. Maybe you don't want to go for the whole collection. Let me just show you this board actually before we move on, because I absolutely love this. It just shows you a few of the techniques that you can achieve with the Aqua markers. And they are fantastic. So here you can see you've got a resist technique here. So heat embossing that, and then it resists that gorgeous ink. Here we've got white embossing, then drawn on with sparkle pen. So you can really sort of start to paint that in. I love this one. The salt technique here in the middle always looks like an underwater scene, Debbie, doesn't it? I think it's awesome. You can also stamp with the pens as well if you want. And then you can stamp with the pens and actually draw that colour out with water. So there's just 5 basic techniques that you can do with these, as well as, of course, all of your conventional colouring. Now, maybe you're not ready to jump right in and buy the whole collection, but you want a little starter kit that you're going to be able to start creating, giving these a try. In here, you'll get the primaries. You'll also get the watercolour cardstock, some little butterfly stamps, which are going to be awesome for you to use, and you're getting the ink pad that you need in there too. It is the Flagstone Finesse waterproof dye ink pad there for you. Now let's move on and share with you. You might want somewhere to put all of your pens. These are going to be perfect for you. It is our universal pen trays. They're called universal because they will fit all of your markers. So every marker that we bring you allows you to keep them horizontal, which is amazing. So you can either store them, you can either stack them like this. I've stacked them on top of each other. The other thing that you can do is quite handy with these is stack them so they like cascade backwards a bit. So let me just show you that, which I think is handy, because then, so you can get them so they sort of cascade backwards, then you've got easy access to all your pens that are in there, or you can actually clip them into each other side by side. So they're completely modular. However you want to put them or arrange them in your craft space, you're going to be able to do it with those. And it stores 72 pens in there, and they're half price, which is amazing. Now, I want to also share with you details of the watercolour card. If you want to go for the watercolour card on its own, absolutely you can. It's on a multi-buy as well, 3 for £10 or $14. Oh, hello, if you want to get that. So it's the perfect card for you to be using with your Aqua markers. Now, let me move on to this one, the universal carry bag. Now, the pen storage trays that I just showed you, these are, you're going to use those in conjunction with this. So let me just open this up. Let me come around the side of it. This really is, I mean, we talk about it as being a carry case, but it is amazing, because I think what you're going to use this for, whether you want to use it for your ink pads or for your, next Debbie's next piece of video, these have been put in here and not clipped together, these ink pad tray, so I'm going to sort those out. But essentially, you can either store all your ink pad trays in here. So imagine having this as your ink pad space. If you don't have a dedicated craft room, you have to craft on the go, you use a dining room table, you can have all of them in here. So you can have all your water reactives, your pigments, your quick dries, all of your finesse ones all stored nicely in there. Or then what you can do, of course, alternatively, is you can have these pen storage trays in there. And then what you're going to be able to do is have all of your markers. I reckon you could get, so if that's 72, I reckon you could get at least 160 pens in there. So there's a lot of markers for you. And the other great thing as well is you've got loads of other space in here to store your other bits. So you've got pockets in the front of this drop down section here. Let me just zip that back up for you. And then what you've also got is another pocket on the outside here too. Netted pockets in here. So think about putting things like your water brushes in here. Your paint brushes will all go in there. Little pockets in here as well. Then what we've got is, let me zip that back up. It really is like a little, it's like Mary Poppins bag, this, isn't it? Then if we turn this round, on each side, you've got two of these, one on each side. You've then got these pockets that open up, and again, these have got loads of space in. So netted pockets here, and again here, here, and here. So you would be able to, it's like a sort of little artist station, really, if you want to think of it like that. The other great thing is it is going to be, obviously, if you're filling this completely full of pens, it is going to be quite substantial. So you've then got the shoulder strap as well. So if you want to then pop that over your shoulder, take that out and about, you've got the option to do that. I think if you're someone that likes to draw out and about, you like to paint landscapes, take your colouring mediums around with you, this would be absolutely excellent. It's a brilliant deal as well, $39.99 or $47.96. Use your Club Inspire discount and use that extra 5% discount as well. You can use that on top of there. Lots of you with very full baskets, so why don't I share with you how to shop and also all the details of Club Inspire.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Crafters TV, and I'm here to show you how you can get the best deals and shop while you watch during our shows. The best way to watch us is always on Crafters TV. So head over to our homepage and go to Crafters TV Home, where you can see all of our shows, plus exclusive offers, and even shop while you watch. Now, if you want to get involved and comment along, you can head on over to our community pages. Come say hello, ask us some questions and chat along live with us. Or you can watch us on YouTube. Simply head to our Crafters Companion YouTube channel. Got a smart TV? You can even airplay our shows direct onto your big screen or stream us live through YouTube. We're constantly adding new and exciting shows to our schedule, so don't forget to check in. It's never been easier to have us in your living room. It's always fun here at Crafters TV, so come join us as we create every day. Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
All the details there on how to shop and also Club Inspire. The universal bag that I was talking about holds 216 markers or 42 ink pads. Wowzers trousers, that is a lot of pens, isn't it? Can you mix and match the trays between the ink pads and the pens? I believe you can, you know. Or can you? Let's find out.
What was that, Joel?
Can you mix and match the ink pads and the pens? No, I don't believe you can. It would be one or the other. They are slightly different sizes. That was a question from, I'll find out in a second. My iPad's, it's not playing ball tonight, Debbie.
Is it being naughty?
Yeah, It's not playing ball. Oh, it's back. Here we go. That was a question from Paula. Yes, says, can you mix and match them? No, I mean, you could sit them on top of each other. They don't clip into each other, though, because they are slightly different sizes. Now, we're going to move from pens into pencils, and we've got some brilliant deals for you on our watercolour pencils. Now, these are brilliant, amazing quality, artist quality pencils, packed full of pigment, which you're going to be able to watercolour brilliantly with. I think these are again a great starting point for anyone maybe wanting to start their colouring journey. I'll take you through the ones that we've got. So they all come to you in these gorgeous tins, as you can see here. 20% saving on each of these. You've got a few different 24 options. So these are the 24 pencil options. You've got your florals in here. All very tropical, these, aren't they? Really beautiful. Then you've got your primaries, which are these ones just here. And the other one you can go for is your essentials, which are these ones here. We do then have a 12-piece one, which is this one here. And this is your earth tones, which are going to give you all of those different colours that you can see there. So I guess then, Debbie, the techniques-wise then, do you use these in a pretty similar way that you would the pens? Is there different things to bear in mind, or are they pretty much very similar?
Well, obviously it's watercolour, so it's very similar, the fact that it's water soluble, but you get, again, lots of lovely colours in there. In each tin, is it 20? I'll have to have a nose because 24. Right in front of my eyes. You get 24 pens with these, pencils, sorry. These are, though, artist quality pencils. Let me just tell you about these. Take a look at this pencil. Every one of these pencils comes to you with a colour on as well, so whichever tin you've gone with, and they do come in a beautiful presentation tin. Let me hold it that way so you can see it. These are highly pigmented, water-soluble pencils. They have got a 4mm thick core of beautiful quality pigment ink in there, and honestly the colour in these are just absolutely fabulous. Now if you love watercolouring, if you love sketching or whatever it is that you love doing with water, these are the ones, Joe. They're absolutely beautiful. I love our Aqua Blend pencils, and they work in the same way, where you simply get yourself some water, get yourself a little bit of a tissue, and then literally get your pen and pop your colour down on. So I'm going to pop my colour on. Let's pop that down, and I'm just starting it off lightly before I build it up there. I'm going to grab my brush again. Where's my brush gone? Let me, what have I done with my thicker brush?
Oh, well, what are you done with it?
I don't know what I've done with it, Joe. I thought I had them all out here. Oh, well, I'll use this one. It'll be fine.
Do you want me to get you another one?
No, it's fine, my lovely. I also just want to show you this again. You go in, you go on with your water, and then you just simply, again, damp brush, bring and draw that out, and you can carry that on again. It's the same applies. It emulsifies the colour. Now, if I go down a bit darker, let's go on a little bit darker onto there, and literally hold that down. Let me bring in me. I'm going to say my pink brush, but I hope to goodness it's lost its pinkness there. Oh, it's fine. Look at that. Looks beautiful.
Oh, nice.
And again, you can just emulsify the colour, just beautiful, and create those lovely techniques again. And of course the same applies about mixing your palette. So you might have 24 pencils in there with each one that's got a colour. This one's sapphire and this one is sunshine, but you can mix your palettes up again, Joe, so you can literally pop down a couple of colours. And I'm going to go in with my yellow this side. There we go. Going with my blue this side. There we go. And again, let me grab me, in fact, I'll tell you what, I'll grab my water brush for this one. So again, I'm just going to go in and we're going to emulsify that colour. I'm going to do exactly the same there. Let me just wipe off that there. Oh, does that one? There's my brush. Dear me, I knew I want to.
Where was it? Where did you put it?
Other side of me. To the other side of me. But again, now I've mixed the two,
nice.
and you can see that beautiful green there just coming out. And again, honestly, Joe, they're so easy to use again. But if I put the colour down, and I did tell you about the clear overlay.
Do you think they're a little more subtle than the pens, Debbie?
Yes, they are. Yeah, absolutely. But again, just really lovely to use and very, very easy to use as well. So I've just popped a bit of colour down again, Joe, and I'm going to go and use this now. And again, you can see just how gorgeous these are. Really lovely. And because I'm using it as a water brush again, you'll get that beautiful glitter. Once it's dry, you'll get that little bit of a sparkle running through there as well. So you can do exactly the same, just wipe that off, and then I've got a nice clear brush again. So they are absolutely beautiful and very, very easy to use. And you can see, again, similarity-wise, it's a water-soluble, so it literally is easy. All you need is your water, your brush, or your water brush, or your clear overlay sparkle pen to be able to do that. Again, very, very easy to use. And again, you can be doing things like colouring in with your colours.
Gorgeous little schmetterling.
I know, Joe, I know. I am just going to tell you, though, a little bit about sharpening.
Debbie.
Yes. Yes, I am going to be doing that, Joe. Yes. Yes, that rather.
What's it called?
It's called the confetti technique. I'm
Okay.
going to do that in a moment. In fact,
Not what you always call it, is it?
It's like an explosion of fireworks that you can achieve with your pencils, and it's very easy to do. But I just want to talk about sharpening with your pencils. Obviously, you'll get quite a little bit of use out of them before you need to sharpen them. But as I always tell everybody, you don't go in and turn the pencil. You go in and you turn the pencil sharpener. So again, you'll go on the website and you'll find these sharpeners on the website. This is from Spectrum Noir, but a simple case of just moving. Let me just get in the right. Have I got me wrong? What? Do you know, I think I'm at... Joe, please excuse me, I've got this out my handbag. It's my eyebrow one. I'll just be a second.
It's your what?
It's my eyebrow pencil.
It's your eyebrow pencil?
Yeah.
Oh, Debbie, imagine doing your eyebrows with these. You'd be all sorts of fabulous colours, wouldn't you? They wouldn't be very permanent, though. If you cried, it'd definitely run, I think.
I'm thinking, why is the pencil not fitting in there? That's because it wasn't my Spectrum Noir one. Whoops.
Oh, dear.
Little faux pas there. Now I've got my Spectrum Noir one. Oh, dear. Sometimes I do wonder about myself. But you simply turn the pencil sharpener, keep your pencil still, turn the pencil sharpener, and there you go. And what that does is protects your core. It protects that gorgeous pigment in there, and you're not going to snap it. Do you know, like you do with any pencil, and I say this with any pencil, regardless what pencil it is, including eyebrow pencils, you do the turn of the pencil sharpener. But they're on the website as well, so go and check those out.
I used to do at school to just get told off all the time. I'd sit there and I'd bash my pencil against the edge of the desk.
Oh.
You know, like that, tapping it on the edge of the desk. Used to drive my teachers insane, it did.
I'll bet you did as well, you little devil. What you like?
What am I like?
Now I'm going to go in. Now I've stamped myself a little butterfly stamp here, Joe, but I'm going to go in with a bit of colour. And now when I say that anybody can colour with watercolour, whether you're choosing the pencils or whether you're choosing the pens, the Aqua pens, Aqua markers, sorry. You simply, I'm saying there's no skill. That's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? Because I feel like I'm doing a disservice.
There's no skill?
No, well, it's easy to do because the pen does it all for you. And I'm going to use my sparkle pen because I do love this. But look at this. When you lay down your water brush, it emulsifies immediately. It makes colouring so much fun, it really does. And again, getting that lovely watercolour effect with ease.
I didn't know you could do the sparkles with a pencil, Debbie. I knew you could do it with the Aqua markers. I don't think I'd ever seen it done with the pencils.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a water brush. At the end of the day, it's a water brush. There's, the water in there with the clear overlay, that little microfine glitter in there. So yeah, absolutely you can. And of course then you can add your other colours. So I can go in with my other colours. Let's just pop a bit of blue on there. So going down into here and just again, I'm not, if you've noticed, I'm not taking any care. I'm just scribbling. I feel like I'm cheating, but honestly, I just wanted to show you how easy it is to achieve. And again, I'm just going to pop another colour. Let's go in with this is a nice one.
Would we again avoid going into the wet areas with a dry pencil like we would
yes,
with our Aqua pens?
Now, do you know what, Joe? That's a brilliant thing to mention because this is definitely one of those occasions you do not take this pencil and dip it into the water. That is an absolute no-no.
Don't want to get your lead wet. Can you imagine?
No, oh gosh, no. You'll have your legs slapped by Leanne if you do, because literally, she's honestly...
Is it lead? I just said lead because in my head all pencils have got lead in them. But is it lead?
Is it
it's
lead?
Not, is it?
No, let me just get this right. This is a 4mm thick core of pure artist quality pigment.
Yeah, so not lead at all.
No lead.
What am I chatting about?
When we talk about artist quality, These are used around, not just from crafters, we're talking artists, students. We work closely with a lot of colleges and universities. Lots and lots of world-renowned artists use these as well. We're not just talking craft. These are artist quality at what I call craft affordable prices.
And they're sold all over the world, aren't they?
They are sold, yeah, absolutely.
The lovely Lynn Harvey is a teacher down in Essex, and she says, pencil tappers drive me crazy, is what she said. I'm guessing she has some pencil tapping students just like myself.
Aww, I didn't realise Lynn were a teacher. Is she a teacher?
I think she is, unless I've made that up, which I do sometimes do, but I don't think I have on this occasion.
Now, I'm just drawing that out and drawing the colour, but I can mix as well, Joe, so you can blend them all in as well, which I just think, again, just another look that you can achieve. And again, you get that beautiful watercolour effect. It really is a pleasure to work with these pencils, and a lot easier than you actually think. And again, I was one of those that steered away from them because I was a bit scared to use them, and I was genuinely, because I just used to think there's no physical way I'm going to be able to do this. But once I started using them, I realised just how easy it was. Now, when you've done all that, you can then create little backgrounds again. So for this, Joe, I love doing this one, and I honestly want to show you just what kind of things you can achieve, because you've seen me just doing a bit of colour in there, and I'm going to let that dry naturally, but we can do what we call the confetti technique. So I've got my cardstock again, chosen cardstock, always watercolour cardstock. This is a water soluble pencil, so you make sure that you use the right one, including the right ink, and that's why we've put in that starter kit with the Aqua blend, the Aqua markers, sorry. We've put the flagstone, I believe, in that one.
We have.
That's going to work on these as well because it's a water-based product.
Awesome.
So let's go for some colours. What colours shall we go? We'll have a nice red. And now I'm going to use my craft knife for this, but you can use a palette knife. If you are using a craft knife, I will just say, please take a little bit of care. But what we're going to do is we're going to do some shavings. So now then, Debbie, think about this first. Wait a minute. I'm going to
No, Debbie.
Help me out, Joe, help me out. You're going to shave.
Normally what you say is,
I'm going to take the shavings from the pencil.
Yes.
And you can use the shavings that are in your...
You're going to shave bits of the pencil off.
Thank you. That's the word. Yes, that's the word. So I'm going
to shave me bits is what you normally say.
No, definitely not. Ooh,
that's what you normally say.
I might need me. Is John or Jake around? Because
I think so.
I just might need him to turn me fan around.
I'll turn your fan.
Oh, thank you.
I don't want you to blow your bits everywhere.
I know I'm blowing my bits all over the shop. But they are, because my fan's blowing all over me. Oh dear. Thank you, Joe. I'll put it back on in a minute, because what I don't want is all these shavings going everywhere. That's the last thing we want.
No,
so I'm taking off literally from the end of the knife just over. Now, like I said, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, let me grab my palette knife, Joe, because you can do exactly the same thing, and you can create the shavings with a palette knife and just scrape off those shavings and pop them onto there. Okay?
Amazing.
So either way, whichever way you feel comfortable with. Now I'm going to I want to try and add some contrasting colours on here, so let me go in. And I'm just taking those down. I first saw this when I did my training. Do you know what, Joe? On Sunday, it's my 5 years of working for the company.
When?
On Sunday.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm actually going to do a bit of a giveaway.
Are you? What are you going to give away?
I'm doing 5 giveaways. I'm actually going to do a little bit of I'm going to do a Facebook Live. I was meant to do a Facebook Live because Ben said we should do it from your craft room so you can talk about your craft room. However, I got poorly. On the one day off that I had, I was poorly. So I couldn't do my craft. I couldn't do the live. But I'm going to do a little live because I'm going to do a celebration of 5 years. And also, I didn't realise the other day, I've hit 5,000 followers. I was like, little old me who never does it. I mean, I'm not a social media queen as our social media
I love
king
that you
is.
went from... I love that you stopped yourself there, Debbie. Well done.
Well, you know me, Joe, social media doesn't come easy to me.
Oh, me neither, Debbie.
It doesn't come to me easy. And I was so shocked when I saw it. I thought, oh my days. So I am going to do a little celebrationary giveaway for the 5 years that I've been working for the company, and for the fact that I've hit 5,000 1,000 followers, so I thought I'd do 5 giveaways.
Fabulous.
But I'm going to do the live from the house up here at Chiltern because I'm here until Sunday night. So I thought on Sunday morning when I'm...
You're going to do it Sunday evening?
Are you
going to do it in the daytime?
I'm going to do it in the daytime, yes. I'm going to do it in the daytime, Joe.
So I'm not there to distract you?
Well...
Gate crash it? Cause a ruckus? Oh, steady, don't
I'm blowing
blow on your bits, they go everywhere.
Oh dear, so yes, so please do stay tuned. I'll pop a little reminder on my Facebook page tomorrow, but stay tuned because and this is not a giveaway of old things, this is a giveaway of new things, can I just tell you? But I will show you the pictures as well, so we'll do that, and I can't wait. And then I'm going to let Safi pick it, because on Thursday I've got a day off, and I'm going to see my grandkids, and I'm going to let Safi pick 5 random numbers, and because I'm going to tot up all the comments. I might be regretting that now. Just realised I said that. But I'm going to do 5 randoms, and Safi's going to help me. Yes, so there you go. There we go. There, you heard it here first. So now I've got to stick to it. Now, I think I've got enough shavings, Joe. I'm getting carried away because I'm talking.
You've got a lot of bits there.
I've got a lot of bits. So what we're going to do now is we are going to take a spritzer. Now, Debbie's got a spritzer here. So this is a spritzer from Spectrum Noir. A little bit of water in here. And what you're going to do, Joe, what you're not going to do is go in really close, because the minute you go really close, the air from the spritzer will propel all those bits and move them everywhere. So I'm going to do it from high up, but I'm just going to get a little bit of spritz going off. So what I'm going to do is just literally start to spritz my paper and watch what happens. Charlotte, you might have to come in close. You might have to come in close. So let's
Here we
get
go.
in close, because I'm going to start spritzing and spritzing and spritzing. And watch what happens.
Oh, it's
now.
like magic, Debbie.
Oh, I love this technique. Can I just tell you, one of my favourite techniques. And I actually saw this technique as I was going back when I first started 5 years ago. Well, a little bit longer than 5 years, because I did my training for me demonstration a little bit before. But I saw this in the demonstration training. Oh, I was blown away.
Fabulous.
And literally now, let that dry. And you've got a beautiful background, and again, how gorgeous does that look? Careful, because I've got a lot of water on there, but how fantastic does that look? It's like a little bit of a galaxy in the sky. It's just beautiful, depending on the colours that you use. And that was just using tiny little bits from my pencils.
Amazing.
I mean, how amazing. And then when you put things together, I mean, because there's other things you can do with it as well. Because I draw, because I used... excuse me, I've got a little bit of a frog in my throat there. I created myself a little bit of a background by picking up some of that and splashing that on there. So that's what you can be creating with your butterfly, using your sparkle, and then creating yourself a little bit of a background. And I didn't do a lot in the background there, I just went a little faint there. That one, I went a little bit OTT because Debbie got carried away talking to you all. But that's the kind of thing that you can achieve with these. Not only can you colour with them, but you can create little techniques as well with them, which is just fabulous. I love them.
Awesome. Let
Absolutely
me
love them.
recap then the deal that you've got here with these. They're all available individually for you. So you've got your florals here firstly, which are these ones just here. You see all those beautiful colours, very tropical, those florals. Then you've got your primaries, which are these ones just here. Then there's the essentials, which are those ones. And then finally as well, we've got the 12-piece set, which is your earth tones just there. Brilliant, right, snap those up, really awesome. Can you, Debbie, can you watercolour with your Aqua pens and then go in with your Aqua blends dry over the top and add detail, like you did with the fine end? Could you do that?
So that's a good question actually, Joe, because do you know, like sometimes we use, so with our alcohol markers, we use our colour blend pencils. That's absolutely fine with.
Yeah.
When it comes to your water-based products, absolutely, you could go in with the finer detail. So when we did that rose earlier, I could have gone in with one of these pencils and gone in, obviously let it dry, because again, we don't want to be dipping it into wet, you know, we don't want to be dipping the core into the wet, but you can go in afterwards when it's dry to add that extra detail, to layer on that detail afterwards. So yeah, that's a great question, Joe.
Amazing. Okie doke. I came up with that one myself.
Yay.
Check me out. Sue says, I am absolutely loving, in capitals, this technique. Cheryl says, Lord, now I have to order pencils too. Well, they're on a great deal for you. 20% off against on all of our pencils there. All of the colour blend pencils. No. Aqua blend pencils. Get them in the end. Right. I want to share with you the floral word stamps next. Now, these are going to be great for you to colour up, either with your pens or your pencils. This deal is nuts, apparently. That's what I'm being told. I mean, look at it. They're worth $4.99 or $6.99 each. You get 8 sets.
Wow.
For £8.80 or £12.80 as a platinum member. In fact, you're not even going to pay that, are you? Because you're going to get that extra 5% off. And what I love about them is they're all reusable sentiments. So you've got friend, thanks, hello, sister, sorry, enjoy, congrats, and mum. They are your different stamps that you've got in there. Really big, substantial stamps. Almost £30, almost $40 you're saving before your Club Inspired discount there. So make sure you snap those up. Now we also have these. These are your floral and nature stamps that you've got. So you've got sending happy thoughts. Really like the fact that you've got, if you like to fussy cut, you're going to be able to fussy cut these elements and then decoupage them back over if you wish. So you've got that one. You also have a lovely day. This one is some bunny loves you. Then you've got your my cup of tea. Kindness changes everything. What a lovely sentiment. And this one, seize the day. Love that seahorse stamp, so adorable. And again, a half price deal, which is awesome. Make sure you snap those ones up as well. I believe Debbie has got more she wants to share with us with the pencils. If you've got any questions about the pencils or the pens or, you know, general life quandaries, get them in. I'm sure Debbie will be able to help you out. Crafters TV if you're on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are over on YouTube, and I'll pop those questions over to Debbie. Don't go where you've already been. That is Debbie's profound words of wisdom. I might get that tattooed, Debbie, here on the inside of my forearm. Don't go where you've already been. What a life lesson. What a mantra that is.
Dear Joe. Sometimes I do wonder about myself, I really do. Now, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I am just literally scribbling some, and I'm using this from the, let's check the set out. This one is the floral set. Do we have all the sets on the show today, Joe? Is it all of them?
We've got florals, primaries, essentials, yes.
Fabulous.
And
so, yeah.
the shade, what's this, the 12 one called? The 12 one is the earth tones as well. I
Right.
need to ask you, Debbie.
Yeah?
Have you been watching Love Island?
Oh, I have.
Are you obsessed with it?
I'm totally
because Debbie
obsessed with
Fishy
it.
was up last week, totally obsessed. Love Island obsessed, and I thought this week, oh, it's fine, we'll get a Love Island free week, but nope. This Debbie's obsessed as well. I thought you might be something secretly though, Debbie. I was kind of enjoying having to watch it when Debbie Fisher was there, so I was kind of hoping you'd say the same.
Oh, bless you.
Because if you're watching it, I'll just say, well, I've had to watch it because Debbie's watching it. I had no choice.
Is that what? I mean, I love it too. Honestly, I got started with Love Island through my daughters. It was my daughter's fault. I blame them. That's what I'm going to say. And now they're not living with me. Now no one's living with me. I still watch it. Because Liam came down the other day and said, please tell me you're not still watching that, Mum. I went, no, it's just on in background. It's just on in the background, Liam. I don't know what you're talking about. Now, I've just literally taken some of my pencils on here, because you know sometimes to take everything out with you can be a little tad difficult, because if you start carrying, I mean I carry all mine around in a little bag together, but you can take a little colour palette out with you, Joe. So do you know when I talked about having a swatch? You can also have a little colour palette with your pencils.
Cute.
And all you need is your brush. Again, you could use your watercolour brush or one of your water brushes, and then you can do exactly the same. Now, you're probably wondering what on earth has she got there, but I've done a little bit of heat embossing with one of, this one's the mum. Have we got the mum in that one? Is the mum in that word set, or is that mum not in that word set?
Oh, I thought you meant the pencils. Yeah, Mum is in Mum. I was like, Mum, I haven't heard of that colour. That's a strange one. Is that like lichen? And I was like, no. Mum is in the set, yeah.
I'll never forget that, Joe. The first time I worked with you, lichen. Is it lichen?
It's a sparkle pen called lichen, isn't it, that we're talking about?
Yes, it is. And I just went, I couldn't pronounce it, so I went licking, and you cracked up. I'm like, oh no, I've done it again. Now, I'm going to show you, you can take this, and this can sit in your pencils without having to use your pencils, because you can take it again and pick this up, and I'm going to go in and take it off the paper, and then I'm going to go in, I'm going to bake with it.
Ah.
So that's
So it might be great if you had little ones, you know, you've got grandchildren or children, you know, want to get involved.
Absolutely.
Rather than giving, especially if they're pencil tappers like I was. Lynn's talking to me about the pencil tappers again. She says you could just swatch it for them, then let them have this, and then they can go for it.
Oh, I love it. But yeah, you could be doing this. Literally, you could put this on for kids so they're not having to mess. I mean, I wouldn't mind if my grandkids wanted to play with pencils. But of course, that's what you can do. Now, I did heat emboss this with a white embossing powder and to create a little bit of a wash. To create myself a little bit of a resist technique is the word I was looking for there. Joe. So I'm going to go in, and again you could do this with your sparkle pen, so I could take my sparkle clear overlay pencil, I could do exactly the same, so I could go in with that same colour and pick up, and then I'm just trying to see, because my eyes in this light, the studio lights are really bright, aren't they, Joe? But I'm going to go in and I'm going to pick, let's go in with a different colour actually, let's go in with a deeper one. We'll go with this lovely pink here.
Lynn's come back to me, she says, I sure do have very young students, I can work with ages from nursery to year 6, changes from year to year, but I'm only with the 4 and 5 year olds again this year, but believe me when I say they start young with the pencil tapping and it doesn't stop as they get older. There you are.
I don't think I would a pencil tapper.
Oh, I was
I
couldn't hold a pencil without tapping it.
No. What are you like?
Honestly, constantly.
Oh dear. Oh, honestly, Joe, literally, you do crack me up.
What?
I can just see you now. Were you a good boy at school?
Sorry?
Were you a good boy at school?
50-50.
Oh.
Half and half.
Oh, I had you down as a real good lad.
Did you?
I did. Yeah, you've disappointed me. I was a really good girl.
I think I just used to get a bit bored, Debbie, and then when I got bored, I used to be a bit, you know. Let me try and think of a very. Let me try and not incriminate myself here. I used to get a bit.
I like how you're trying to work it out. What to say?
I used to get a bit. I don't want to say disruptive. Maybe that's a bit too. I was a bit of a class clown. I was more interested in entertaining the rest of the class than I was with applying myself to the task at hand, let's say.
I can definitely see that of you, Joe.
Yeah, I was a bit of a joker.
Now, you can see, I'll just bring this in so you can see what I'm actually doing, because I keep forgetting Charlotte is the queen of close-ups. But you can go in and literally just drop that into there. Now, at the minute, you're probably thinking, can't really see what she's doing with that. So I'm just going to heat set it, and then we're going to use, where have I done my heat gun? Oh, it's down here. Let's just heat set this for a second. And in fact, dry it off, not heat set it. But I've got a colour palette, and look at all this. I've still got all this on here. I can take that and use that again and go back into it with me either water brush or my clear overlay pen, and you can carry on picking up and colouring from that. So it's another little way that you can use it, and especially if you have got lots of kids, scribble loads out onto some paper for them and show them that technique, and they can sit there and colour along with you without all having to fight over the pencils and things like that.
Alicia says, Debbie, your nails are stunning.
Oh, thank you. We were talking about
Debbie
this, weren't
was
we?
telling me how she cheated on a nail extension, her nail technician, and she feels a bit bad about it. I cheated on my barber recently, Debbie.
Did you?
Yeah, and I felt shocking. I had to confess on Instagram stories and tag him to say how sorry I was. Because I knew when I went back the next time he'd know that I'd gone somewhere else.
Oh, bless you. Oh, I did feel a little bit bad, but she went away on holiday, and obviously I needed to get my TV nails all ready, but they're doing well, aren't they? They're lasting quite well, so I'm quite pleased with them. Right, so let's go in and we'll do a little bit of a wash now. I'm going to go in and literally, and because I have got a little bit of a resist going off here, I can just scribble a little bit down. There we go. And then we'll just bring in, I think I'll bring my brush back in. Let's go back to his brush. What have I done with my big, I've lost my big brush again, Joe. Oh, how can I lose it? Now, can I get away with this one? Is this clean? Let me just check.
Lynn also says, Joe, another one of my pet hates are pencil and pen chewers. Hope you wasn't one of them. I hate to tell you, I always had a pen in my mouth. I was a right pen nibbler. Especially with a little, especially the ballpoint pen, you know, that's got the really soft plastic end that you sit on the end. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Love to nibble on that.
I think I'm going to have to own up to that as well. I did chew pens.
Did you?
Terrible, terrible habit. Absolutely shocking habit. It really, really was.
Well, I mean, there are worse habits to have.
No, I know.
Patricia says, Joe, in your case, I would have introduced you to the music teacher and asked if you could take up drumming. I think Sue is being sarcastic here. She says, what, Joe a class clown? Question mark.
Oh dear. No, I can't believe that for a minute, Joe. I can't believe it for a minute. Now I'm just going to heat set this again because I want to add a little bit more down. So I'm going to just heat set that, just dry it all off again.
I love how this is coming together, Debbie.
You want my love?
I really like the way this is coming together. Very
Can you see
subtle.
it coming together? It's very subtle. I want to show it, so I'm going to go in with a darker one, I think. Let's go in with a darker one, but making sure that I am not going in, and it doesn't matter if I go over the misstamped image, that's the word I'm looking for, but I want to give it a little bit of a darker.
So if you do go over the stamped image, will it just wipe off?
Yeah, just walk off. Walk off? Walk off? No, it won't just walk off, Debbie. It'll wipe off.
Wipe off, yes, wipe off.
It'll wipe off. So that's a bit darker for me. I'm quite happy with that one. It's a bit darker. And I think I might use my sparkle brush again. Oops. Wipe the green off first, Debbie, before you go in there. Oh, dear. What a little faux pas. What a little
You don't
faux
say
pas.
it anymore.
You what, love?
You stopped saying it.
What am I like?
What am I like?
What
yeah.
am I like? Yes, I know. What am I like? No, I know. I don't say it as much now, Joe.
No, I know. It used to be. I feel like it's the end of an era.
No, I still do because I say it a lot at home.
Do you? Okay.
I did. I said it to my daughter the other day because she couldn't find her keys. I'm like, Tasha, what are you like? Honestly, what is she like? How can you out? Literally trapped in her own house. She couldn't get out, and I couldn't get in. So I was like, this is ridiculous.
Do you know what, Debbie? The other day, I couldn't find my phone. It had fallen down. I've got quite a plush sofa, let's say. It's got very deep. Yes, cushions. Thank you. The phone falls down, or sometimes it falls down the end of the sofa. 40 minutes I was looking for it. Do you know what, Debbie? I've got an Apple Watch. I could have just pressed the button, it would have rung.
Oh, yeah.
But 40 minutes I looked for it, I didn't even realise that I could just press the button here and it rings.
It's been a life change of mine because I'm forever losing my phone. And I always now check and make sure before I go out.
Do you know where mine normally is?
Where?
If I go... Mine's normally in the bathroom, on the back counter. Because you go in there, put it down, do something, then that again. So why I feel the need to tell you these things?
Hey, Joe, there you go. That's the kind of look you can achieve, and that's was using the pencils with a colour palette that you can then reuse. That now can sit in my little tray with the rest of my pens, and I know that I can go back to it, and I know that all those colours, and I could do that for all of them. You could use that as well. So it's another little way that you can use them. That's what it's all about, isn't it, Joe? It's about showing you different things that you can do with your pens or your pencils, and lots of different techniques.
Amazing. Let me share with you the pencils. No matter which ones you're going for, you've got 20% discount on these, which is amazing. So you've got your florals in here, really gorgeous tropical bursts of colour there. We've also then got the primaries here as well. And you've got your essentials too. And then also you've got the earth tones here as well, which are the 12-piece ones as well. Excellent. Right. Next. Storage. Oh. You guys are, oh hello, you guys are at, oh no, wrong one, hang on. There we go, this one over here. Right. These storage trays, you guys are loving these. The great thing about these is you get 72 markers in here. So you can either have them so they cascade backwards, you can have them so they stack straight up, they interlock side by side. They're completely modular, so you have them however you want them at home. The great thing is though with these, they are half price at the moment. You can use your Club Inspired discount, oh yeah you can, and you can use the extra 5% as well, which everyone is getting to. They will take any of our pens as well. Even our tri-blend pens will fit beautifully in there as well, which is fantastic. So make sure you grab those. Then I'm going to go to the universal bag, and it's called the universal bag because in here what we've got at the moment, so I've just organised them in here. It's a shame you can't see them. It's very dark, isn't it? It's because it's the black on black. So what you've got in here, I've got pen trays in here at the moment. You'll have to imagine them. See here, I've got ink pad trays in here. I'll do my own lighting now as well. See, look, I've got, look, my pen tray is in here. There you are. Charlotte, I can hear Charlotte's eyes rolling through the studio wall. So you've got your pen trays. Oh, you can see it now. What happened? What have you increased, Charlotte? She's increased the iris of the camera. Technical. Not only queen of the super zoom, queen of the iris now. I know. Right, so you can either put these in here. Oh, stop distracting me, Charlotte. Or what you can do is you can put your universal pen trays in there as well. So it's completely up to you how you want to use it. You can get, our social media superstar Rachel told me earlier, 216 markers or 42 ink pads in there if you want. And loads of added storage in here too. So you've got a pocket on the inside of here. You've then got a pocket on the inside of here as well. There, and then also you've got pockets available. Let me just sit that back up. And then you've got pockets on here as well. Oh gosh, I look very pale now, don't I? I see my tan's worn off. And then you've got all your pockets on here. Oh, I'm a deep mahogany again, thank you. Right, you've got those. Oh, Charlotte hates me. I've been sort of subtly winding her up all day today. She loves it though. She'll tell you she doesn't, but she does. $39.99, $47.96 if you want to get that. £10 or $12 saving on there, which is amazing. Right. We also have the 72 marker wallet for you as well. Now this is brilliant. You can use it as a carry case. Also, thanks to the Velcro flaps on the end here, this then actually folds out as well. So it becomes a sort of workstation, if you will. Pockets in the back here as well. So if you do want to store bits and bobs for projects in there, you've got the ability to do that. We then have two other ones for you. So you've got your 24-piece marker collection. If you want to go for that, you're going to be able to store 24 pens in there. Or you've got your 12 slot marker case as well. Completely up to you. Whatever you want to go for, then you're going to go. You've got the ability to go for those. Right. What's everyone saying in the comments at home? Pencil chewers. Yeah, we did that. Oh my! Can you imagine if all of the CC team went to high school together? No. What were you like at secondary school, high school?
I was a good girl, I'm not going to lie. I didn't like trouble. I didn't like getting in trouble with teachers. So I was a very good girl. Sat all my exams and just got down with it, really. So I'm a bit boring at school, really, Joe. I'm one of those boring ones.
I had visions of you being sort of life and soul, like, I don't know.
I
thought a bit class clown.
No, me and my friend Jackie, we were at secondary school all the way through together. Still good friends with her now, even though our lives have moved on in different directions. But me and Jackie were at school together all the way through, and we did have a giggle. But we were good. We behaved ourselves in classes and things like that. But we did like to have a giggle.
Who doesn't, Debbie? Who doesn't love a giggle? Oh, excuse me. Oh, hello. I believe we're going back to the Aqua markers. We are indeed. Right, let me share with you then what you got in here. It's a full collection for you. It's all 48 of our Aqua markers in here, which is brilliant. So you've got there the scarlet, crimson, burgundy, the orange, the gold, the yellow, the aquamarine, teal, navy, purple, magenta, red, violet. That is your primaries. Then you've got your nature, and in here you've got sunset, amber, chestnut, fawn, desert, topaz, Eve green, evergreen, sea green, kingfisher, peacock blue, boulder. Because what I was actually concentrating on was saying desert and not dessert, because I always want to say dessert when I see it like that. Then we've got begonia, rose pink, blossom, marigold, jasmine, sunflower, meadow, bud green, leaf green, orchid heather and wildflower. And then we've got peach, spice, terracotta, tan, chocolate, sepia, lime, olive, moss, slate, charcoal and black. £58, $75. $46.40 or £60 as platinum members. No, plot twist. Remember, everyone's getting an extra 5% off in Club Inspire this weekend, so therefore $43.50 or $56.25. What a brilliant deal, Debbie.
Yep, absolutely. And we've shown you what a pen is, what it does. We've shown you how to colour with it. We've shown you how you can draw it out, mix your colours. So what I thought I'd do is show you how you can stamp with them. Oh, I love this.
Stamp?
Love this. Yes, you can stamp with your Aqua markers. So we've coloured. We've done backgrounds, we've shown you different ways that you can use them, but yes, you can stamp with them as well. So for this, you are going to need to use the brush end of this, because this is the bit that you need to get in. And I've taken actually one of the stamps that's on the show, which I absolutely love. This stamp is so cute. It really is. But you can do this with any stamp that you own already, or if you love stamps, go and check out what we've got on the show. So I'm going to do a little bit of a background technique, colouring it in, but then I'm going to do the huff technique. That one.
We can't see you, so it's.
Oh, sorry.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to do the technique where you blow on it. No, you don't blow on it. That's wrong.
You huff on it.
You huff on it.
Yeah.
You moisten it. That's the word, moisten. So what we're going to do first is, in fact, shall we do that bit first? We'll do that bit. This is the hearty bit. The arty. Can you say arty farty, John?
I think you can say.
Say
I
arty
think.
farty?
Well, you've already said it
I
about
know.
4 times tonight. So if you can't say it, we're knackered now. So I mean, you may as well run with it. I think. Let's try and style it out.
Right. So I've got a piece of watercolour cardstock. I've got my lovely little. We're going to call him a dragon, but it's a sea dragon, isn't it? Is that right? A seahorse. Oops.
A sea dragon. What's a sea dragon? Apparently they exist.
There you go.
I think Georgina's making things up again.
Now, I've taken these colours, these 3 colours that I've got, are Kingfisher, Evergreen and Sea Green from the Nature Collection. And what we're going to do is we're going to do just a tiny bit of colouring on. So you're going to take the side of the brush and you're going to colour onto your stamp. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to colour on there. Now, I'm going to make sure you're checking, aren't you? You don't believe me.
They are a thing.
I didn't think you believed
The weedy sea dragon.
I beg your pardon?
The weedy sea dragon.
A weedy sea dragon?
Yeah, they look very, very otherworldly, is what I'd say. Very interesting. Like a skinny seahorse.
Oh, is that
But
what
they're long. They look like a cross between a seahorse and a piece of seaweed. That's
Well,
kinda what they look like.
I knew there was such a thing, but I've got this wrong. This is the seahorse.
That is a
isn't it?
seahorse, yes. Congratulations.
Oh dear. Oh, do you know, it's getting near end, isn't it, Joe? You can tell.
Just 25 minutes you've got to put up with me for now,
Right,
Debbie.
so I've now got this on here. Now, it's still quite wet on the stamp, but I just want to moisten it slightly.
Okay.
So, huffing technique. This is where you take your stamping platform. Are you ready, Charlotte? It's quite all right. I think she nodded off then, did you?
She had.
And then we just give it a little...
She was reading the Morph of Times, I think.
We're going to huff. Let me just take a big bit of breath because I'm still recovering from
I'm
a
not
cold.
sure you're all right. Do you want me to come and let me come and help for you?
It's all right, I'll be fine. I'll be
All
fine,
right.
Joe. I'm just
You
coming
sound
out of the
like
cold.
sounds like Muttley's in the studio. I was expecting Dick Dastardly to run in any moment.
I'm going to give it a little stamp, and then I'm going to give it now a little spritz. This is how you get this hearty-farty
So a huff-
looking look, right? So a huff and a...
Up on the spritz for an arty-farty seahorse. I love it.
A huff and a squirt, and that's it. All's it. A spritz of the water.
Yes.
Right, you ready, Joe?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, let me just get a little spritz because I just filled it up. There you go. Oh, look,
Oh.
watch. Oh, look. Now, you can stop the spread. Wait a minute, let me stop. Let me stop the spread because you can dry it and stop the spread from going any further. However,
Nice.
I want to do a little bit at the bottom and a little bit at the top.
Oh, gosh. What is going on?
Oh, right. So this now will dry off or let it dry natural. However, can I just take that for a second? Because doesn't that look gorgeous when it's being spritzed? I know you don't believe me, but it does. Honestly, Joe, just stay with me.
Okay,
stay
I'm staying
with me
with you.
because I've got some more cardstock. So I've got a little bit more on here. Still got lots of ink on there.
Right.
So you can either continue to huff, but unfortunately, I don't trust myself at the minute. So I'm going to give it another spritz.
Yeah.
Spritz. So I'm going to spritz it with this. Now, again, I'm just going to hold it up for a second, Joe, because I'm not going to do it over my paper. I'm going to hold it up into the... There we go, Janet. And I'm going to give it a little spritz because there's still loads of ink left on there. So you can be creating little backgrounds with this now. So
nice.
Again, you can carry on. And if you think it's drying up, there's still loads of ink left on here. Still loads. So give it another spritz. You ready, Charlotte? Ready? There we go. Bless a little lad. But you can carry on and literally create some lovely, lovely backgrounds as well. Now, again, I'm just going to get another little spritz because there's still some ink on there. Literally give it another little spritz and then move that up a little bit and then we can go in and we can carry on. And literally now I've created myself a little bit of a background one. However, I could still make this all arty as well, Joe. I could make this all nice and arty, but I could take it and then I could move the colour around because obviously you've still got a bit of ink in there and you can take this and do a little spot of colour in. So honestly, this is really, when I talk about aqua markers, it's just honestly fabulous. They are I mean, they really are good fun to work with. They're good fun to get arty with as well and try different techniques. So I'm literally drawing out the colour from me, from my image. Oh, you are bad, Julia. I can hear you sniggering. I can hear you sniggering. But literally...
You want to say it, but you're stopping yourself.
You what, my love?
You keep stopping yourself. That's what's the funniest thing.
Because I'm trying to remember what I'm saying without sounding rude. And if I've offended anybody, I apologise right now. But yes, literally, just take that and then just carry on. And look how lovely that can look. And you can get another different effect. And I can carry that on, Joe, with the rest of them as well. So let's go in and let's draw a little bit of that water out. But honestly, these are they are fabulous to work with. And again, just another different look that you can achieve. I'll show you my finished one that I did.
Awesome.
But honestly, Joe, I absolutely adore them. They are such good fun. And I know that when you get these home and you start, and there's, I mean, I've only covered a fraction, and when I say a fraction, is it a tiny tip of the iceberg? Is that the right word?
Tickle the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
Tip of the iceberg.
I thought you said I've only tickled the iceberg then. No, I was going to say that's a great one. Tickled the iceberg.
No, a tip of the iceberg. There's lots and lots of tutorials online. I mean, we've done aqua shows before, aqua blend shows before, with different people show you different techniques as well, Joe. So
I like that technique. I think that's awesome for a background.
It's just a lovely, different way of doing it. And I'm going to carry that on with the rest of them. And that's just, I mean, how much ink did I put on that pen? You know, on the stamp itself. I barely put any on there. I just get it a little tad of a colour and it just shows you. And then again, with the spritzing, I've been able to get some more out of it and create a background with it. And then there's still more ink on there. I could still perhaps get some more, but let's go in and just give it a little bit of a shuffle around with the water. We're just drawing that out. And then again, I'm going to go in up at the top as well. But honestly, it's just such a lovely technique. Now, you can do this with any of your stamps that you have in your collection. Not only that, you could do this with your clear overlay pen as well if you wanted, Joe.
Oh, nice. Get a shiny sea dragon.
Yeah, get a lovely, lovely, shimmery, sparkly sea dragon, you little devil. Seahorse. A seahorse.
Someone just said in the comments, oh, Debbie, you are amazing. I'm going to call them sea dragons from now on. Victoria said, hello, my fellow class. I've missed you and your banter, Joe and Debbie. Been away the last 2 weeks. Where you been, Victoria? I'm back in motherland England now. Didn't have much time to watch while I was away. What did I miss?
Oh.
What happened in the last 2 weeks? Well, our Sarah's going on Strictly. I think that was the biggest news, wasn't it?
Oh, gosh, yes. Absolutely. I came back, my first day back at work, and that was announced. I'm like, oh, amazing. Did you see her socials, like yesterday, when she went down? Oh, did you see how glamorous she looked?
Oh, such a glamour's on.
And she managed to use she's had the same makeup on today, didn't she?
Eye makeup. She washed her face, left the eye makeup the same.
How on earth do you achieve that? That's just amazing, isn't it? I think that's absolutely amazing.
I'd look like I've been dragged for edge backwards, I think.
Bless you.
I don't know what I do, and I must fight myself in the night, I think.
Now, to create that look, turning it into a card,
Oh,
that's what you
nice.
can do and achieve the looks that you can do. Now, I just, again, same colours, just a bit more intense there, and you can do that spritzing action with anything to move that, to move that around. It looks absolutely fabulous, and that's the kind of look that you can achieve with these. They are really versatile pens, where you can create colour washes, gradient of colour washes, you can mix up your colour palettes, you can paint with them, you get the watercolour effects, and then there's all those background techniques that you can do as well that Joe showed you on that board with the, I've not even touched salt technique, and I'm going to do the salt technique, but I think we're just running out of time now, but literally there are loads and loads of different things. They're probably one of the most versatile pens, colouring mediums, because there's so much you can do with them. With an alcohol pen, they're great, and I do love, don't get me wrong, I love alcohol colouring, but there's not a great deal that you can do with them. Whereas with water-based products like your Aqua Blends and your Aqua pencils, sorry, Aqua Blends and Aqua markers, there is a lot of things that you can do with them because of that water-soluble feature, the water-based product that we've got here. Fantastic, brilliant. I love them.
Right, let me recap then exactly what you're getting included in this particular collection with the Aqua markers. So you've got this one here, these are your primaries that you've got just here. Then you're also going to receive the nature, then you've got the florals, then you've got the essentials as well. £58.75, platinum members $46.40 or $60, but of course with that extra saving, $43.50, $56.25 is your price. Right. I'm going to I want to share with you all the details of US delivery. Take a look.
We've had to make some changes to our shipping charges and we want to keep you informed. With continued pressure on domestic shipments around mainland US, we've had to temporarily increase the cost of our regular 6 to 10 working day standard shipping service from $9.99 to $12.95 and our free shipping threshold from $100 to $125. We also have some really great news to tell you. We've introduced a brand new shipping service called Express Delivery. This is a fully tracked door-to-door service which takes 3 to 7 working days and costs $19.95. This option means you'll get your crafty goodies in your hands sooner, meaning less waiting and more crafting. Well, also, your patience and understanding throughout this very busy time has been amazing. So we'd just like to say a huge thank you and we look forward to chatting to you again very soon.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% of your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
All the details there of US shipping and Club Inspire. Right, Debbie, we need to get the demo of the show underway. Debbie, we're fast running out of time, you know.
I know, I've got so much to show you and I'm simply just running out of time. So I'm going to show you my finished cards rather than my bits, because you don't want to see my bits. Wait a minute, that don't sound right.
No, we don't need to see your bits.
You don't want to see those.
Just a finished project, please.
Yes, finished projects. So we started with the Aqua Blends. Wait a minute. We started with the Aqua markers.
We did.
I've got to get back into the swing of this. I'm here all weekend. Aqua markers, that was the first one. Then we did the, was this the Aqua Blends? Yes, it was. That was my Aqua Blends.
Number 2.
And then finally, my little spritzy, hearty-farty one
Love
with
that
the
one.
Aqua pens. Aqua markers. There you go.
Absolutely.
1, 2, or 3. Make that nice and easy.
1, 2, 3, Dusty Bin. Facebook, Crafters TV, Class Companion on YouTube, vote in the comments. I reckon you've got about 3 minutes, and then we'll do card of the day after that. I need to talk to you about storage again. You guys are absolutely loving this half price deal that we've got for you on the universal pen trays. Universal because they will take all of our markers that we bring you here at Crafters TV. Absolutely all of them will fit in here. They are modular as well, so you can stack them up, you can cascade them, you can connect them side by side. It's completely up to you. It's a half price deal. You can really stack those up as well. We've got some stacked sort of, I reckon we're about 12, 15 high over there, so you really can get loads in there, which is awesome. If you want to grab those, $9.99 or $13.99. Right, next we're doing the universal bag. So again, you choose, because you can either put our universal pen trays in there, or you can put our ink pad trays in there. It is completely up to you. So this one's got ink pad trays in at the moment. The pen trays will interchange into there. Loads of extra storage in here. So you've got a nice pocket here, another pocket here, pockets on the sides as well. It's a fantastic way to store. It could be like your artist workstation almost, this. $39.99, $47.96 if you want to get your hands on that one. Then I've got the others for you. So got a 72 marker tray, which is this one. Which is this one just here. And this is brilliant. This has got the flaps on the side which Velcro, so you can actually break that down and use that as a workstation if you want to. Maybe you want to go for the 24 marker wallet. We've got that one available for you, which is that one just there. Or you've got the 12 marker wallet. So it's completely up to you. Whichever one you want to go for. 12 is approaching limited stock, I'm being told, so you need to be quick for that. Victoria, she says, I've just been to Germany to visit friends and family. Nothing glamorous, but very busy. Oh, glad you managed to get away. Hi, Victoria, sounds lovely. Kim says, if I left my makeup on overnight, I'd look like Alice Cooper. Wow. Lena says, how does Sarah find time to do all the TV shows? She must run on Duracell.
She does.
Honestly. She's like the Duracell bunny, isn't she?
Yeah.
Diane says, I'm going to spend tomorrow trying these techniques you've shown us this evening. Absolutely love them. Sue Featherlin says, it's definitely a Friday afternoon / evening. We have got that Friday feeling. It's the weekend, Debbie, when the real me comes alive. What can I say? We've got the Friday feeling. We're going to be taking you all through the weekend. I know you're going to be here tomorrow
and
with
Sunday.
George, aren't you, for the first couple of shows? So it is yourself and George for Play Crafts, right?
Yeah.
And then the second show, which is?
It's masterclass.
A masterclass. That's going to be coming up a little bit later. Then myself and Debbie are here tomorrow at the slightly earlier time, aren't we, Debbie?
Yes, we are. Yes.
6 p.m. UK time.
Yes.
Which is 1 p.m. East Coast, and we'll be finishing slightly earlier, 8 p.m., which is 3 p.m. East Coast time, because we will then have the HSM preview happening tomorrow night on the Crafters Companion USA page. That will be happening at 4 p.m. on the East Coast, or 1 p.m. if you're on the West Coast. My oh my, what an action-packed day it's going to be tomorrow, Debbie.
I didn't realise I was working with George tomorrow, so that was a nice surprise.
You're
my
gonna be
fellow
doing-
Yorkshireman, or should I say, my fellow towner, because we're from the same town.
He's even from the same bit of the same town, isn't he?
We're in the same village. Actually, I don't live in a town at all. I live in a village. So yes, we're in the same village.
Are
He's
ya?
literally up the road from where I live. Unbelievable.
Should pop in for a
He lives
cuppa.
in posh side.
Does he live in the posh bit?
He's in the posh bit, yeah.
Is
Yeah,
he?
He's in the posh bit, yeah. Lovely area up there. But yeah, literally a stone's throw away. I can't believe it. Literally. And
I'll get to meet him tomorrow, because I've not seen him.
I've
never met
smaller
him.
coincidence is that he knows my daughter Tanya, my eldest daughter, because they were at school together.
Were they?
And they were at the same drama class. So talk about small worlds. Very small world. Right,
Indeed.
shall we crack on, because we haven't got much
No,
time
let's not,
now.
because
Oh.
Number 3 is the card of the show. I'm coming to get it, because we need to get the card of the day vote.
Sea dragon.
Your little sea dragon.
There you go.
Right, we better do the card of the day then, hadn't we?
So good job. It's only a quick technique that I'm doing anyway, so it's fine. Don't
Awesome. Right, so you've got options. You can go for number 1 from Wake Up Call, Karen's Wake Up Call from this morning. There you are. Or you can go for Sarah's, which is from launch day, her shaker with a faux snow angel. Or you can go for number 3, Debbie's sea dragon. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say that I'm not. No, I think that should be showing bias. No, I'm not going to say it. get voting. I am always incredibly discreet and very professional. How dare you next door? You have got 3 minutes to vote. Get voting. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. Anyway, Debbie, back to you. Excuse them next door.
It's all right. I'll let them off. But do you know what? I'm going to show you a very quick technique because I did mention this one earlier. And I've taken 4 colours from my Aqua markers and I'm going to use my brush nib. I did say to you that I would, rather than doing a bit of colour, I'm going to show you a little bit of a background technique that you can do. So I've got 4 colours here from my Aqua markers. I've put down my craft mat because I want to show you what you can do with this by, again, another palette. And I'm going to just, and when I say just, I'm just scribbling a little bit onto here, and I've chosen some quite vivid colours. Let's go back in with a little bit more. A little bit more there, a little bit more there.
Oh, you like Gina G, you?
Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, a little bit more.
It's one of my least ever favourite Eurovision songs.
No, I know, it's not one of your favourites,
No.
is it? Now, I've got my little spritz because as you can see, I've just got a little bit of mess going off down there. So I'm just going to put a little bit of a spritz, so just spritz that out a little bit. But what I'm going to do is take a little bit of watercolour cardstock and I'm going to do a little bit of a pick-up splodge technique.
Oh,
and
Debbie, I like that.
You can create some beautiful backgrounds using. Now, if you want to have a little bit more of a splodgy splodge, more water.
That's a technical term for it.
That's the only way I can think of it. Splodgy splodge. But you can go back in. Now, because it's your craft mat, it's a different look that you get. Because it on your craft mat, it kind of bubbles into little circular little bits. So you can pick up and get this lovely little technique. And I do love this one. Now, I'm going to carry on doing that until I've picked up quite a bit, because I've still got loads of ink on there. Now, we talk about Jan a lot when she says about never wasting ink. It was Jan that taught me this one, because I always used to get my tissue and wipe it all up. And she was like, Debbie, what a waste. Look how gorgeous that is already. And I could literally carry that on, and I could still move it, so I could still spritz it if I wanted to, because it is water-based. I could still spritz it and create another little effect. And can you see now, by just spritzing it, it moves it again? So honestly, this is a lovely technique. And if you love making backgrounds, like as you know, Joe, I love making backgrounds. Just let that dry naturally, or touch it up with a bit of dry it with the heat gun. But then you can go in, and there's still loads on there. So I'm going to spritz it again, and you can go in and pick up some more, Joe. So we'll pick up a bit more. Ooh, like this one. Look at this one.
Patricia Watling says, I understand splodgy splodge.
Good, because that's my technical term, a splodgy splodge. But honestly, this is a lovely way to create backgrounds, and very nice way of achieving that look. And again, oh, I like that. Oh, I do like that. And then again, you can just move it around a little bit more.
It was very close, Debbie, apparently.
Was it?
However,
oh, the vote.
The vote.
Ooh.
The winner is number 3, Debbie Robinson. She is up and on the board. And that was what I was going to say. That was what I thought was going to win.
Did
and
you read it? You did, didn't you?
I did. That was what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's going up.
Now then, Joe, look what we've created here. We've created 2 from them same colours, but the more intense one with the most colour down picked up that one, and then the remainder picked up a slightly lesser effect. However, they both look lovely, and I'm just going to dry those off a minute, Joe, because these are beautiful, and they're going to go in my background box technique box that I've got, because I love making backgrounds with all sorts of things. But honestly, talk about versatile. You can colour with them. You can move them with your, because they are watercolour pen at the end of the day. What else did we do with them? You can stamp with them, and you can create backgrounds with them. They're such a versatile pen, and one that I would definitely say to anybody who's starting out in colouring, if you want my honest opinion on what would be the best medium to start out with, it would be the Aqua markers or your Aqua blends, because they are such an easy medium to use, that you can create some really beautiful things with them and lots of different things with them as well. So it's a really lovely starter colouring medium, but not just for starters, because if you're someone who loves colouring, you're going to adore these. And I know from lots of people, you know, when we read other social media posts, loads of people love these because they are those achievable crafts. It's a very mindful craft as well. So honestly, lovely. And there you go, I've got two little backgrounds there.
Beautiful.
How gorgeous do they look? Absolutely.
Bet they look lovely
beautiful.
with sentiments cut out of them.
Yes. Ooh. Now that's an idea. Florals out of them, put your flowers out of them. Oh,
Lovely.
yeah, absolutely.
The question on everyone's lips,
Yes.
Debbie, is how are you getting on in your new craft room? Is it still nice and tidy?
It most certainly is, because guess what, folks? I haven't been able to play in it. The one day that I did have off, I was poorly. And then I had to travel to Peterborough, and I've been at Peterborough ever since. So I've been crafting, but crafting in the flat.
At least it's nice and
or
tidy.
in the studio.
At least it's still nice and tidy.
It's very tidy because no one's been in it.
Amazing. It looks beautiful, I must say.
Thank
It
you.
looked absolutely blooming gorgeous. It really did. Now, remember, another full day, in fact, a full weekend. Myself and Debbie here with you pretty much every show all weekend, which is going to be amazing. Debbie will be back with George tomorrow at midday. That will be 7 a.m. East Coast time, of course. Then she will be back with George again at 3 p.m. UK time, 10 a.m. East Coast. Then myself and Debbie will be back at 6 p.m, which is 1 p.m. East Coast time, for Craft House. Then I will be up at 4 p.m. East Coast time, 1 p.m. West Coast time, for the HSM preview with Sarah. What a day it's going to be tomorrow. Action pack. You've got what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 hours of Crafters TV coming your way tomorrow. Massive thanks to Debbie as always. Big thanks to Georgina and Charlotte next door, to Johnny and Jake at the back. We'll see you back here tomorrow for another full day of crafting. Don't forget to check out those baskets and have a great evening. All the rest of your day if you're in the US. Take care.